Hi, Coach Shawn here. As you can tell, I'm in the middle of a move, but I wanted to get a quick video in. So last night I was thinking, and there's something that came up in group as well, and I want to talk to you about it. Your worth. Your worth is not tied to your children. It's not tied to your ex-spouse either. And let me explain. I know for me personally, in my home, I felt worthless. I felt worthless. And I felt that way on purpose. And I remember my therapist saying, I said, I always felt like it was 5 against 1. And she said, because it was, Shawn, it was. And I know that I'm preaching to the choir here. It explains why the children hate their mother. They despise me. They think I'm crazy. They think I'm cruel. They think I'm whatever. I can't fix that, and neither can you. And I know for me, my value was so bad in my marriage, and as a mother, I felt terrible. And my children are attorneys and doctors and PAs. So that wasn't the case, but I felt that way because of how I was made to feel. And now I don't feel that way about myself. I have a very healthy outlook on my value. And that's why I say to you, your value is not linked to your ex-husband or your spouse, or your children, because I felt so worthless being their mother and his wife, and now I feel, I can't explain it. It's just a whole different ball game. And so, I raised my kids. You did too. You did your job. Would it be great if we were still a part of their lives? Sure. But I'm not going to stop my life. Obviously, and neither should you. You should continue to grow and learn and become the best version of yourself that you know how to do. And that requires using tools that enable you to be able to move forward. You can't stay stuck in the past. You're never going to move forward. And if you're sad and you're crying because you feel as if you're waiting on a resolution that may never come, you're simply wasting your life away. Your life is not your kids. It's not. And they're meant to grow up and move on. Of course it would be great to be a part of their lives, but it also has to be reciprocal. You can't have children treating you the way that your ex-spouse did. And not being invited to milestones and that kind of thing. As a life coach, I see this. It doesn't age well. It ages like milk. I can't tell you how many children, adults I've had cry profusely in front of me for the treatment that they did to their mother or their father. I already know how this ends, and it won't end well. Now, a lot of you ask, is it the possibility that one of my children could be like my ex? Yes, certainly. And if one of them is, will they have remorse? No more so than your ex does. The empathy centers are shut down and gone. And of course, that's always a possibility with your child. But if you have multiple children, typically one, eventually the elevator starts to hit the top and they start to get it, hopefully. I've seen that a lot too. But I will say, those children who don't come back, they suffer. And I wouldn't want that for anybody, but they do. I see 9 times out of 10, it's just too late. The parent's gone, or the parent just doesn't want to reconnect. They're done. They don't want to do it anymore. They've been hurt too many times. And I respect that as well. I will say this, again, you have to move on. I know it's not easy, but if you don't, what choice do you have? You're going to just wallow away? There's a time for pain. I've been there. I know that time. And I know how to work through that pain. It's not easy. It requires an understanding of evaluating what is actually happening. And that means not getting bogged down in the emotion and pulling from your ability to be able to step outside of yourself. Because if you continue to live in the emotion and you don't look at the actual circumstance, you can't change it. You have no control over your kids waking up. You just don't. They're either going to get it or they're not going to get it, and you can't force it. And I have found that if you try, I have said repeatedly, the abuse, and it goes in one ear and out the other. And so now I don't do that anymore. I know it. Every therapist, every coach, all of you. I mean, I have to honestly say probably millions of people have listened to my videos. So I'm pretty sure if I was rolling a big old fat lie ball, somebody would have nailed me on it by now. Kind of like, being told that you're spreading lies and rumors. Well, if that was true, I'm pretty sure I'd have been in court by now. It's not. And so we know the truth. We all do. We know what we dealt with. Your kids being estranged, narcissism. It runs the playbook constantly. I know for me, my ex-husband was held in contempt of court, got me kicked out of a wedding. A couple other things too. No reason not to have your mother at your wedding, but you have to, as painful as it was at the time, now I just shake my head, and you go on, and you just say, okay, this is how it is. You just move into acceptance as quickly as you can. And I've learned to do that very quickly. It's a skill and you can learn it. You don't have to sit in pain. There's no reason for you to sit in pain. God doesn't want you sitting in pain. He wants you to live your life. And the people who have lied to you and betrayed you and made you look like a monster, let them. It doesn't age well. It ages like milk. I promise. And what goes around does come around. I know a lot of you don't believe that, but it does. It does. It may not come back the way you want it to, but it does. It comes back in health. It comes back in karma, bad karma. Most of these narcissists end up meeting a Jezebel or another narcissist. It doesn't end pretty. They get in a lot of debt. They age poorly. They're alcoholics. You just keep doing what you should be doing, which is putting one step in front of the other, one foot in front of the other, really nurturing your mental health, moving into acceptance. Again, I'd like to encourage everyone out there to join my Tuesday night group. We had a great group last night and a lot of last minute joiners, so there's a lot of new people. All I ever hear when people join is it really helps to hear other people, to hear what they're going through. I do as much coaching as I can on the call as well, giving everyone a chance to share. But that is a very low-cost way for you to get some help if you desire some help. Otherwise, I offer lots of coaching packages, and I'm going to be adding more to my offerings. I also have guides to help you, and I'm going to be writing more guides because this is a subject that is painful for all of us who are going through it. It was, hell in the marriage, and then the punishment just doesn't stop. But I will say this: just hang in there. I've had an incredible last year. I've just had a bunch of really great things happen, and my life has really changed, and yours can too. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Guaranteed. Remember, your value is not what anyone else thinks of you. It's only what you think of you. That's it. Because like I said, and I'll say it again, I had no value in my home. None. I raised 4 children, 2 sets of twins, and supported a husband who traveled all the time. He was never around. He was not a hands-on father. He was always absent. And I did it all myself. And I had no value. And now I think more highly of myself than I ever have. And that's your goal. And I'm not saying it in a conceited way. I'm saying I know my value. And you need to know yours as well. So until next time, take care. Hi, Coach Shawn here.